I'm Rebecca Medina in Largo, where a woman and her unborn baby lose their lives in a tragic accident. That story is up next.
How you doing, everybody? A freeze warning remains in effect for our northern counties, but there's another cold front on the way, and this one even stronger than the last. I'll tell you just how low the temperatures will drop with AccuWeather coming up.
Barbie on the FBI watch list. I'm Allison Morrow, and I'll tell you what this Barbie's got under her jacket that's got the FBI concerned. ABC Action News at 11 starts right now.
Now, from the station that's taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
And all you hear is the sound, and it's just like, it's the worst sound ever.
Witnesses describe the horrifying crash that killed a pregnant woman and her unborn baby in Pinellas County. And sadly, it appears her husband may be to blame. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Wendy Ryan. Jameson has the night off. Tonight, we're also learning more about how rescuers went above and beyond trying to save this 8-month pregnant woman. Our Rebecca Medina is live in Largo with more on this horrible story. Good evening, Rebecca.
Good evening, Wendy. We're actually right along Almerton Road where this accident happened. It has been cleaned up and the eastbound lanes of Almerton have since opened up. But I have to tell you that the devastation seen on this road was so terrible, even witnesses had a hard time talking about this tonight. Cameron and Kristen Farrell were just beginning their lives together. They were newly married and Kristen was 8 months pregnant. On Friday evening, their happily ever after was cut short.
I said, run out there and check and make sure there was no passenger. If there's a passenger, they're not going to make it.
When I saw her, I was like, oh my God, there's no way. There's no way. Just no way that she could make it. No way.
Matthew Sperling was smoking a cigarette outside of the Rose Tree Plaza when the accident happened right in front of him. He said he just can't get the sound of screeching tires out of his head.
I mean, you just keep seeing it happen and happen and happen in your head, over and over and over again, and all you hear is the sound, and it's just like, it's the worst sound ever.
Thursday, Kristen turned 23. On her Facebook page, she thanked friends and family for the birthday wishes. Just 24 hours later, police claim Cameron tried to make a U-turn from westbound Almerton to the opposite lanes when he was hit by 2 cars. His entire life changing in an instant.
I could see them doing chest compressions on her from where I was, my vantage point. I mean, obviously they're down in the ditch, so. And then they pulled out the cover for her, and I was like, that has to be, they have to be get birth and trying to get the child out.
Kristen and her baby were bay-flighted to the hospital, where they were both pronounced dead. On her Facebook bio, Kristen wrote, I live with my wonderful husband, and we are expecting our first in February. Oh, what a wonderful life. Largo police told us tonight that they have filed no charges just yet, and they are continuing to investigate. We're live in Pinellas County tonight. Rebecca Medina, ABC Action News.
So sad. Thank you, Rebecca. A 5-year-old girl is in critical condition, and her 7-year-old sister is also injured following another crash not far from the Hard Rock Casino. Deputies are trying to figure out what caused their mother to slam into a tree. They say she may have been going too fast around a curve and simply lost control. Now to a weekend weather alert. Another cold front is blowing into the Bay Area. Here's Dennis with the very latest on that. Den?
Yeah, Wendy, we're still looking at temperatures in the area right now in the 40s across most of the region. But by tomorrow morning, I mean, we're going to see some upper 20s to low 30s, certainly in our northern counties where that freeze warning is in effect from Hernando County, Citrus County, and into Sumter County. So here's a look at forecast lows again. Some of the coldest spots, as usual, Brooksville up toward Inverness in the upper 20s, Zephyr Hills 32, Lutz 33. So you notice even Pasco County in northern Hillsborough County, which is really not under that freeze warning, we're still anticipating the possibility of some frost there because, simply put, the winds are dying down. And when the winds die down, there's a pretty decent chance for frost to develop. So again, while that warning is in effect from Hernando County northward, it's our central counties that you still may have to deal with a little bit of frost come wake-up time in the morning. And then that's round 1. Round 2 is another cold front. Right now, it's located over the heartland. By this time tomorrow night, it's going to be making its way close to the Bay Area, and it's going to have a direct impact on our Sunday forecast and, for that matter, the rest of next week. We'll tell you all about it with AccuWeather coming up in just a couple of minutes. Wendy?
All right, thanks, Dennis. Now to a story that's hot on the web tonight and getting a lot of comments on our Facebook page. There's a new controversial Barbie that the FBI fears could be used to make child pornography. In fact, they're so concerned they've added this doll to a special watch list. Our Allison Morrow is live in the newsroom tonight to explain. Allison, what's this big deal with this Barbie?
Hey, Wendy, well, kids are going crazy for this Barbie doll, and it's because of one of her accessories. But the Barbie bling isn't exactly what it seems. She's one of the most recognized celebrities out there. What do you think this is?
A Barbie doll?
Barbie.
Barbie. Who is she?
Barbie.
But there is something different about this long-legged piece of plastic.
Some kind of jewel?
But 5-year-old Arden knows.
It videos.
Video Girl Barbie, the latest in technology meets tween. She's really easy to use. She's got a camera on her chest with a record button and a screen in the back. But what if you set her down and then forget you were recording? The video ends up online for everyone to see.
Maybe lay it down while she's in the bathroom or going to bed, changing for bed. It's just weird.
Yeah, who wants to be watching my kids play with their kid toys?
Weird enough, the FBI has alerted law enforcement about her, that the doll, like any other video-capable equipment, could contain evidence and not to disregard such an item during a search. So even though Jennifer Kassler is considering one for her daughter this Christmas, she plans on keeping a close eye on Barbie's third eye.
So that would be something that as a parent I would definitely monitor before it was posted anywhere.
Despite concern, Video Girl Barbie is hard to keep in stock. This Target only had 2 left, likely because Video Girl Barbie, though futuristic in her accessories, is on Christmas lists like Arden's for her age-old appeal.
Okay, she's beautiful.
Now, the FBI stresses there have been no criminal cases reported yet. They just want to be proactive. Live in the newsroom, Allison Morrow, ABC Action News.
Interesting. Thank you, Allison. Just in tonight at 11, a Volusia County school bus driver is in jail charged with abusing a 14-year-old autistic girl. Police say video shows 72-year-old Marilyn Wunny bending the girl's fingers back and asking if she'd like them to be broken. That video has not been released just yet. A Disney-developed community in Orange County is now dealing with a second violent death just this week. Authorities in Celebration say a man killed himself during a SWAT standoff last night. It comes just days after an unrelated case on Monday where a man was found murdered inside his condo. This is the first murder in the picture-perfect town's 14-year history. People who live here are concerned, but optimistic.
This being very new and a unique occurrence happening one time, and I don't know that there's many communities in the United States or the world where you could say, you know, something like this happens once every 15 years.
There have been other problems that have taken the shine off this model community. Property values, jobs, and businesses in Celebration have suffered under the crush of the weak economy, but this murder has tarnished its image forever. The ice cream man accused of killing 2 brothers on Thanksgiving Day will stay behind bars until his trial begins. A judge ordered Michael Keatley held without bond. Deputies say he was out for revenge after someone robbed and shot him back in January. But deputies say the house he was looking for was 2 doors down. In the end, Juan and Sergio Guitran were killed. 4 others are still recovering from their injuries. President Barack Obama is on his way back to Washington tonight following a brief surprise visit to Afghanistan. Addressing thousands of cheering U.S. troops at Bagram Airfield today, he vowed that Afghanistan will never again be a safe haven for terrorists.
You are protecting your country. You're achieving your objectives. On behalf of more than 300 million Americans, we are here to say thank you.
The timing of the president's trip also coincides with the recent leak to the website WikiLeaks, which details widespread corruption and bribery within the Afghanistan government. Well, it's official. Space Shuttle Discovery will stay home for the holidays. NASA says they need more time to analyze those cracks in the fuel tank. Discovery was supposed to launch in early November. The shuttle is still on the pad, filled with equipment destined for the International Space Station. The new launch date is scheduled for February 3rd, which will push back the launch of Endeavour. Coming up, a bus packed with students crashes and flips. What was found at the scene that has parents and investigators concerned tonight?
I pulled the phone down. I felt something dripping. I realized that it probably was blood.
A cell phone explodes while a man is talking on it. We're tracking this consumer alert with more about the phone he was using and what may have caused it to explode. And Jermaine Jackson could soon be headed to prison. Find out why the authorities in California are coming after him.
Coming up on Nightline, we check in for 2 marathon days of air travel to see how all those airline fees add up and how you can beat them. Plus, the shocking discovery of a large kill zone from the BP oil spill a mile underwater. We go down for a look.
Authorities are trying to figure out what caused a bus packed with University of Massachusetts students to crash in Vermont. 17 people were hurt, some are students. Video shows a case of beer on that bus, but it's still unclear right now if alcohol played a role. The bus was on a ski trip to Quebec when it slid down an embankment, flipped over, and then landed on its side. Now to a consumer alert. A Dallas area man plans to sue Motorola after he says his cell phone blew up while he was talking on it. But his first stop was not the hospital. In fact, we want to warn you, some of the pictures you're about to see of his injuries are a bit graphic. Arzo Dost reports.
Just home from the hospital, Aaron Embry details what he says happened to him.
It basically exploded. It caused some damage.
Embry says he was calling his father on his new Motorola Droid 2 phone Thursday morning when he heard a loud pop.
I didn't feel any pain initially. I pulled the phone down. I felt something dripping. I realized that it probably was blood.
The 30-year-old didn't head to the hospital right away. Instead, he went to Bray Elementary in Cedar Hill, where his wife works.
He drove himself to my school so that I could take pictures.
At the point that I left the house, I really didn't think it was that big of a deal.
But his wife did. When she saw his injuries, she asked someone to call 911.
I never, in my wildest dreams, thought of something like this happening.
Motorola says they're not aware of anything like this happening either. In a statement, a spokesperson says Motorola's priority is and always has been the safety of our customers, and all Motorola products are designed, manufactured, and tested to meet or exceed international and local standards for consumer safety. We will reach out to the consumer and investigate this thoroughly.
I am very worried about using the phone.
Kara has the same phone, but refuses to use it. As for her husband, he did have to have some stitches, but he says he has no hearing loss at this point.
I'm just fortunate to be standing here.
Again, that was Arzo Dost reporting. Embry, who doesn't have any health insurance, said he plans to hire an attorney, and we have no doubt he will find plenty of takers. Well, topping Hollywood headlines tonight, Jermaine Jackson could be headed to jail. According to TMZ, he owes nearly $100,000 in back child support. And because of that, the state of California has revoked his driver's license. He won't be reinstated until he pays. Jermaine claims his monthly income is just under $1,500 a month, and he cannot afford the $3,000 a month he's ordered to pay. Dora the Explorer lawsuit is now over. The 14-year-old girl who voiced the Nickelodeon character dropped her suit that claimed she wasn't being paid enough. Caitlin Sanchez went to court to say Nickelodeon owed her millions of dollars for lending her voice to the cartoon heroine of Dora the Explorer. But now Sanchez has dropped the suit, and she'll finish the episodes she started. Well, even Santa Claus would probably be amazed by this winter wonderland. Marshall and Ruby Goodwin have covered almost every inch of their Fresno home with these spectacular decorations, everything from snow-covered houses to an upside-down Christmas tree. They've been scouring shops and garage sales across the country. Marshall Goodwin says he's been setting up this marvelous display since October.